Hey everybody, Tony Bacigalupo here. I want to share with you some details about week 3 for my Reconnection Challenge. This is a program I'm running to help people reweave their social fabric, dealing with the pandemic, dealing with we don't even know what to call this not quite post pandemic time. And week 3 is all about new friendships. So in week 1, we talked about reconnecting to yourself, your relationship to yourself, so important. Week 2 is all about your relationship to old friends, whether ones you've kept in touch with or not. And then this week's about making new friends, which is something you would think would be maybe week 1, but wanted to make sure that we've really established the relationships you have already before we get into making new relationships. But this week we want to talk about how do you make new friends? This is not something that we necessarily assume people know everything about. And so we want to make sure people get the right kind of idea for how to do that. So just getting into some of the slides here. This is part of, by the way, you can find out more about this program at belongful.co/reconnect, specifically for the Reconnection Challenge. And this topic of cultivating new friendships. One of the things that I want to continue to reinforce is the value of connecting to the neighborhood around you. I think very few of us have been raised with the right kind of attitude when it comes to the environment around us. And so, one of the things that I want to really emphasize is neighborhood, your neighbors, the local shops and businesses, or the people who live nearby. And so, one of the things that I focus on is the neighborhood. And so, I recommend walking a dog. If you have a dog, then you probably know this already. If you don't, maybe you can walk a friend's dog or go for a walk with a friend when they're walking their dog. And the reason that I'm such a fan of dogs and going for walks with dogs is because it exposes you to the world around you in a very different light. When you have a dog and you're walking around your neighborhood, other dog owners stop and talk to you about your dog, and you could talk to them about their dog. There's a little bit of a sense of social permission that you just don't get when you're just strangers walking on the street, for the most part, depending on your environment. I'm in New York City, so talking to strangers, not really something most people do. And so that's kind of one starting point, is looking for opportunities to create openings to connect with your neighbors. Walking a dog is just one example, but it's one that I like because I'm a big nerd for dogs. Asking friends what they're up to. So one of the best ways to make new friends is to figure out what your existing friends are up to that you don't know about. So easily enough, you can make a list of friends that you know who are in your area who might be doing fun things, and reach out to them one at a time and just say, hey, what have you been up to lately? What's exciting for you? Are you doing anything fun that maybe I could join in on? And maybe there's some clubs, maybe there's some interesting groups that people are a part of that you can learn more about. And this is kind of the first step to a big piece to any kind of social fabric weaving that anybody might want to do, which is finding out what's going on in your town. Finding out from your friends is the best way to do it, but you might also be able to do a little research, going online, looking up websites for local institutions. Even a local library sometimes is a really great starting point. Local co-working communities, maker spaces, cafes even, pubs and breweries. There's all kinds of local spaces where you might be able to find what's going on. Or simply searching for events in your city. And then, of course, checking out something new. It's always helpful to be able to go and try something. And it doesn't even need to be something you're necessarily super interested in. The important part is getting out of the house and trying stuff. It could be that you go to check out an event. The event itself is kind of a bust, but the event is taking place in a space that has all kinds of other fun things going on that you wouldn't have known about otherwise. So the idea here is to, create that opportunity for you to be exposed to those things. And then in the course of this, we talk about some of the chapter-based organizations that are out there that are very popular. I'm a big fan of Creative Mornings, which is one of them. If you're a mom in entrepreneurship, there's one called Founding Moms. If you don't mind getting up super early, there's a fitness group called the November Project. and a whole bunch of other chapter-based organizations that you might stumble across. Odds are there's a good chance that one of your friends is into one of those things and they'll tell you about it. And then finally, we talk about the lost call to service and citizenship. This speaks back to the walking the dog of getting involved in your neighborhood in some way, volunteering, looking for a way to contribute. And so if you look for volunteering opportunities in your area, or maybe when you reach out to your friends and ask them what they're up to, ask about where they're volunteering. Ask where they're helping out. You might be surprised. There might be a really great and really fulfilling way to get involved in your community and to build some amazing connections through service. I say this as a fire truck is going by, people who are serving their fellow community members. So this is all part of the Reconnection Challenge. You can check out more at belongful.co/reconnect. And my name's Tony Bacigalupo. It's great to hang with you. Hope you are excited to stay tuned for more.